It's not just first grade math. It's not just second grade math. It's not just third, fourth, or even fifth grade math. Each grade level builds on knowledge and skills from the previous grade levels. You can kind of think of it as each year you're building a foundation or adding to it, sort of like building a brick wall. In this illustration, you could think of this brick wall that you're building as being your child's basic education in math. A brick wall can provide structural support and even some protection. The way it is built determines how it can be used in the future. A basic education in math for a rocket scientist is not the same as a basic education in math for an attorney. One requires an understanding of more complex math and equations. Still, there is some overlap. For the most part, both start out in the same way, learning to count, add, subtract, discovering patterns, etc. Even as they progress from 4th through 8th grade, they have a lot in common. Now again, for this illustration of the brick wall, your child's basic education in math, the bricks that are laid on the first level, think of that as first grade content, knowledge and skills that your child learns in the first grade. And then for the next year, second grade, another layer of bricks gets set. Right? The same thing happens the following years to establish layers for the third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and so on. Each year, you're establishing and laying a new set of bricks, but those new bricks rely on the bricks below. They need to have something placed below to provide support. So now, let's look at the bricks on this 8th row for right now. We'll focus on that. Envision that as being 8th grade. These are the knowledge and skills that are learned and demonstrated in the 8th grade. Now this particular brick right here, right? That particular brick right there. Think about how many bricks are needed below. Bricks needed to be placed in order to provide the appropriate level of support for this one brick right there. Right? So on the 7th grade level, you need at least these two right here. Right? And then on the 6th grade level, you need these additional bricks. See that? And on the 5th grade level, you need these. You can just sort of keep following that path all the way down to the 1st grade level. Now, if any of these are missing or partially there, that will affect the placement of the brick on the 8th layer. Now, there may be a tendency to look at things as grade level specific. That is an 8th grade level or content. That is a 6th grade content or idea or skill, which it is, but it builds on something beneath it. Let's focus on the 4th grade level, right? Now again, that's not just 4th grade, right? That layer is supported by the layers beneath it, and that layer helps provide support for everything above it. So what happens if one of those bricks on the 4th layer is missing? What happens if 3 bricks on the 3rd grade level are missing? Well, when it's time to lay the bricks for the following school year, well, anything that relies on those missing bricks cannot be established yet. First, someone will need to go back, address those weaknesses, address those gaps, those areas of need, and establish those bricks before the new bricks for that grade level can be added. During your child's 4th grade year, time may be spent addressing knowledge and skills for 3rd grade, 2nd grade, or even 1st grade. It just depends on what's needed. So, how does that happen? How does that work? Well, someone needs to go back and identify those gaps, identify those missing areas, and sometimes gaps are just there and you can continue to build higher and higher depending on where those gaps are located, depending on which areas are being tested the most. But eventually, at some point, if the decision is made to widen the wall, increase the height, or make it go a little bit deeper, those gaps need to be addressed. Time needs to be taken to go back and fill in the gaps. The sooner, the better. Addressing those gaps sooner leads to less confusion, frustration, and perhaps less anxiety for your child and for you, because obviously your child's success matters to you. If you need help getting started with this, your child's math teacher is one of your best resources. You can also submit questions to me using the link provided. I'll help out if I can add value. I hope this helps.